and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, there is a red subscribe button. Click it so you can see every time I have a new video. So today I am doing a baby feeding video to kind of talk about how I've started Mia Rose on solids and kind of how I schedule out her feedings and how all that transition is working for us. So if you're interested in seeing my schedule and how I kind of introduced her into solids, then keep watching. Okay, so first I'll go over kind of how her schedule kind of works out, and then I'll get into kind of products and things that I use that I find, you know, are most helpful for me. So usually before she has her first nap, when she wakes up, usually half an hour after she wakes up, I will give her cereal. She eats oatmeal, so I give her oatmeal in the morning and she'll have a bowl of that, and then before she's ready to sleep, I will breastfeed her, and then she'll go down for her first nap. When she wakes up, I will let her play around for a little bit, and then as I notice it's getting close to her second nap, I will give her what is like her lunch, and so I will give her a fruit and veggie combo at that time, breastfeed her, put her down for a nap, and then again after she wakes up for that nap, sometimes she doesn't have a third nap, it just kind of depends on the day, but usually in between that kind of lunchtime and bedtime, I'll give her one additional meal. So usually I will give her a fruit, and if she takes a nap, then I usually breastfeed her and then she goes to sleep. And before she goes to bed, I will give her another bowl of cereal. It's a different flavor, and I'll kind of show you guys that afterwards. I'll give her a bowl of cereal, and then I'll give her a vegetable if she's still hungry, and she'll take it. And then I'll breastfeed her and she goes to sleep. So that's kind of how she works. She usually has oatmeal, then she has a fruit and veg combo, then she has a fruit, and then she'll have a cereal and vegetable at night, and that's kind of how her schedule works. And then of course combined with that, I'll still breastfeed her as well. So that's kind of how her schedule's worked. For her, I've started her off on all of the stage 1s, and then I usually will give it to her. In the beginning I was doing 5 days, but I found that was too long, so I started doing 3 days of one thing to see if she had any allergies, and kind of as time went by, I just kind of started giving her different things, because if I continued that way, it would take forever. But I did start off, even if I was giving her something more frequently, I was just giving her just what they consider stage 1, which is the single fruit. So I would just give her just green beans, just bananas, just apple, and kind of let her get used to it before I started to combine anything. As I said before, she's still breastfed, so that is still a good chunk of where she gets her nutrition from, but I noticed that she is increasing how much she eats, so that's really good. Foods right now, I puree her foods, and I shop organic, just because I feel like in the beginning it's just better to make sure everything is really good for her and she's getting the best possible. So I do buy organic fruits and vegetables for her to puree. And then I've started combining the foods that she doesn't really like, so that I could still get them to her. So there are certain things she's not a fan of, like carrots, so I'll do carrots and pears, or I'll do sweet potatoes and apples, and I'll puree them together and I give her it that way. And then she has certain fruits she doesn't really mind, so she'll eat those on their own. And then she has certain vegetables that she likes, like zucchini, that I can give to her without combining it with a fruit. So in order to get her to eat some of the things she doesn't like, I kind of puree it with a fruit, pair it up with something that she does like, so that she's more likely to eat it. She looks forward to like her feeding time. She knows her schedule. I've also introduced water to her, so that when she's feeding, I give her water as well, and she loves water. It's like her favorite thing ever. So feeding her is actually going really well, and introducing solids has been pretty much a breeze. I noticed that it does help to cut down, and as she's growing, she's not breastfeeding as much, so that kind of makes her schedule a little bit more predictable, and that's why I kind of try to plan out her schedule, so I kind of know when she's going to be hungry, when she's going to want to take a nap, and that helps me to just kind of plan out our activities and plan out our days as well. So that's what's been working. I'm going to show you kind of the products that I've been using, so I'll start with foods, and then I'll move into just kind of items that I use. So the first thing that I have is her cereal. The one that she eats in the morning is this Tasty Smooth Oatmeal. This one is Baby Gourmet. I was using the Gerber Organics, but that one is meant to be used with breast milk, and in the beginning when I was giving her the cereal I was using the one with breast milk. So when I introduced her to cereal I was mixing it with breast milk, and so it kind of had a familiar taste. As she's gotten used to it and enjoys it more, I now use one that is used with water, so it helps me to not have to pump so much to feed her. And this one is also organic, so I really like that as well, and I just mix it with some water. And so this is the one that I give her. This is the one that I give her in the morning, just the plain oatmeal. The one that I give her at night is also by Baby Gourmet, but this one is the apple spinach oatmeal, and she really likes it because she really loves apples, so that's why I went for this one. And I think it's great that it has some spinach in it as well, so it kind of know it's a little bit, you know, balanced. It's not just completely sweet with fruit. So this is the one that I will give her at night. I just give her 2 different options just so she doesn't get bored of eating the same one all the time. The next thing is that I buy these pouches. I bought it one day when we were trying to go to the zoo, and I didn't want to carry my pureed foods in a container because it gets a little bit messy in travel, and these are quick and easy to use. These are organic as well, so I know that they're going to be just as good for her as my pureed items. So this one is banana, apple, and carrot. She's not the biggest fan of this particular flavor, but I've used apples, pears, so she really likes these, and they're easy to carry. You just kind of unscrew it, I squeeze it out for her, and I feed her that way, and then the top screws back on so you can save it for later. So she does like these, and so these are really convenient for when we're going out. And the last thing that she has here is the baby Mum Mums that I've started her on. She likes them. She's not quite used to, you know, eating them and with like feeding herself, but she quite likes these. And this one is the apple and pumpkin one, and it's fruit juice sweetened, no salt added, no wheat, milk, nuts, or eggs, dissolves easily in her mouth, and so I really don't have to worry about her kind of choking on it, which was my biggest concern. But I wanted to get a flavor that she likes, which she really likes apple, so I thought that would be a good flavor to start with. And I know it comes in a bunch of different flavors. Like on here it says it comes with the original one, banana, sweet potato and carrot, blueberry and goji, and they have also strawberry. So those are some of the other flavors that they have, but these are great snacks that I can feed her on the go. So I usually just throw these in a bag to kind of tide her over, kind of sometimes in between her meals. And that's pretty much it for the foods that I'm using. Everything else, as I said, I buy and I puree myself. So that's kind of what I do. So I'll get into some of the other things that I use for feeding her. Her favorite thing is her water. So this is her sippy cup. I talked about this in a baby favorites video. But this one is the transition cup. So it has a regular bottle nipple, but it also comes with a sippy cup kind of spout as well that you can switch it out for. And she really loves this. She loves water, and it's really easy for her. It doesn't leak. The top is soft, so that's why I prefer this one. And this one is by Event. The other thing that I love are these spoons. These are the Tommy Tippy spoons, 4-month plus transition spoons. I love that the tip is so soft. I wish it was a little bit smaller, so I might look for ones that are a little bit smaller because she doesn't always open her mouth as wide, so it's hard to get the whole spoon into her mouth. But I love that it's a soft tip. She kind of chews on it, and I know it's not going to hurt her, and so I find that these are great spoons that I use for her. I also recently just bought this, and I cannot even remember for the life of me what it's called. It's the Boone, I'll try and link it below. I'll link whatever I can down below. But this is what I do, is I put in a little bit of fruit in there, and I give it to her, and she kind of gnaws on it, and the fruit comes through the little holes that are on top, so she kind of, you know, munches on it. So I use this sometimes just like in between, like with the Mum Mums, and just so she can get used to not all her foods being completely pureed. It helps her to eat something that's a little bit more solid as I try to transition her into kind kind of not only taking pureed but taking kind of more solid foods. So she's really been enjoying this. I've used it with bananas, peaches, and she seems to enjoy it quite a bit. The last thing I'm going to show you is the box, but this is the Baby Brezza One Step Baby Food Maker that I have. And so this is what I use to puree all her foods, and I love it. It fits quite a bit. It's easy to use. It has the option where you can steam it, or you can steam and blend, so it'll steam it for whatever time you set it for, and then it will blend it. And it comes with a little book that kind of tells you how long certain fruits or vegetables need to be pureed for or steamed for, and so you know kind of what the guideline is. And it also gives you a guide on what kind of fruits and veggies they should be having at what month, so that's really great. But I really love this. I've been saying I am going to do a review on it because I think it's fantastic, but I'll definitely talk more about that in another video. But this is what I use for her pureeing her foods. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been going really well. I'm really, excited to see her try different fruits and veggies. It's really exciting to see. But that's pretty much it for all the things that I use and how her feeding schedule goes. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any other questions about her schedule or the way that I do her foods or products that I use. I'd love to answer them. And if you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Love you guys. Bye.